All right, so finished all the gluing of parts, and I just kind of want to show where I put the Bondo. This is, to help make that look seamless, where we've put the connection, the side connection piece in. So this is on the ab and kidney section, and then there was just a little bit of a gap there that I wasn't quite happy with, so I just added a little there, and then on this side as well. And then on the back, this doesn't get seen, but I just wanted to kind of make sure it was a little, I don't know, just for my own preference. But yeah, so this definitely needs to look continuous. Got to leave this step here so it just notches in there. You can see that hopefully here as well. So that's pretty much all that was needed there. For the chest, I had mentioned to try to make this look seamless of where the strap connects. So that's on both sides, and then as well as in here where you connect to the side connecting pieces. So did that on all sides there. On the back, just a little bit on here, not too much, but around the collar, and then a few little spots on the collar. There's just a few air bubbles, so just kind of filled those in. Let's see, lower legs. I just had a little bit of a gap right there, and a little bit of finishing work from where the two parts were. And then on the buckle here, I used spot putty just because the holes were kind of small. So just kind of filled that in right there. Hopefully you can see that okay. And same thing on this one, on the spot putty on the lower buckle. And filling in right here, and then just a little bit on the sniper knee plate where I cut it so that it can kind of bend in a little bit more. And then last, see, nothing on the biceps. Yep, nope. Forearms, as I mentioned about gluing down the rails, wanting to make this nice and smooth. I was just wearing blue gloves, and I applied the Bondo in the crevices, make sure it was filled in, and then I just took my finger and just kind of ran down on each side to help fill that in and make a nice smooth transition to the rest of the armor. So did that on both of those. So I did that about 12 hours ago. I'm going to let it cure probably a little bit more, and then get sandings and sand everything down and prep it for paint. Okay, so I've decided I'm going to actually Dremel out these little slots here, and then backfill it with a piece of plastic, just so that recessed area is a little bit more noticeable. So I've penciled out where I want to cut that. This is a new blade I've not tried before, so my plan is to open that up and then use a hand file to fine tune it. One thing that you'll notice if you start to go deep in there, that this will end up hitting here. So what I like to do is actually take a couple of pieces of tape so that I don't end up nicking and chewing up that hit the tape, and instead of actually messing up the plastic. I do this with my helmets too, like if I'm going to be cutting out the eye area, I'll put this along the sides just to give me that little bit of extra just in case, whatever you want to call that. All right, so let's give this a shot. That's really nice. I'm just going to do it all the time. I'm just kind of opening that up wide enough so that the file can get in there. All right, so there we go, nice little diamond file, nice and thin. That'll fit in there, that's good. Because I don't want to use this too much to chew it all up and risk messing up the piece. All right, that fits each one. Okay, so now it's just shaping it, making it. So I'm just making sure that this side is flush because I'll be gluing a piece of plastic just over there. I'll cut this down to size. So I'm gonna go ahead and file out the rest just like that, and then show you the next step. Okay, so basically with these two files, I was able to file out these long rectangle pieces on the back of the tank trooper. It's also the same on the shore trooper. They're about just under 2 centimeters long, and space between is just about 2, and so just kind of give you an idea about how long those are. They go right up against where the wedge-shaped piece is. So this, pull this off here, and you'll see. So you're looking at like that. So I've cut these pieces that I'm going to glue in from the back side here. I'll turn this around like that. So I've already sanded this down and prepped where these are going to fit, and just used a little bit of CA glue. I'll just apply some on here. Hold that there for a minute. So yeah, that's the look I'm going for there, and when I weather that, it'll show up even more. On the tank trooper, those do not get cut out. They actually just get painted gray, a little gray circle there, and 2 gray rectangles, and this little part that's gray and that's gray. On the shore trooper, they are actually drilled out and filed out, and they kind of look black. That one I think is just painted, and that one's painted, but those are drilled out. Might have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So it is different than the tank. Got a little piece of my glove there, I'll sand that out. So yeah, that's just kind of adding that extra little reinforcement there. After you, if you decide to file those out. So there you go. That's another decorative option you can do for the tank trooper or shore trooper.